Alright, so you've got this fancy new Monzo card, right? It's sleek, it's got all the bells and whistles, and you're absolutely loving it. But here's the burning question. Can you take this little piece of plastic across the pond and make it work its magic in the land of the free? Let's dive in and find out. First things first, Monzo is a UK-based bank. It's designed with the UK market in mind. So, naturally, you might be wondering if it's even possible to use it in the US. Well, the short answer is, yes, you can use your Monzo card in the USA. You can swipe it, tap it, even insert it into those old-school card readers. But, there's a catch. It's all about the fees. Now, Monzo is generally pretty good about fees. They've got a reputation for being transparent and fair. But when you cross international borders, things can change. Let's break it down. ATM fees. Using a Monzo card to withdraw cash from a US ATM will likely incur fees. These fees can come from two places, Monzo itself and the ATM owner. Monzo usually charges a fee for non-sterling withdrawals, and the ATM owner might slap on their own surcharge. So, while you can technically withdraw cash, it might end up costing you a pretty penny. Spending fees. Using your Monzo card to make purchases in the US will also likely result in fees. Monzo charges a fee for spending in currencies other than sterling. This fee is usually a percentage of the transaction. So, every time you swipe that card, you're chipping away at your balance. Exchange rates. Now, this one might sting a little. Monzo uses the MasterCard exchange rate, which is generally pretty good. But it's not always the best rate you can get. There are other providers out there that offer better exchange rates, so it's worth shopping around if you're planning on spending a significant amount of money. So, can you use Monzo in the USA? Yes. Should you? Well, that depends. If you're just going on a short trip and only plan on making a few small purchases, it might not be a big deal. But if you're planning on spending a lot of money or withdrawing cash frequently, you might want to consider other options. There are a few alternatives to using Monzo in the US. One option is to get a travel money card. These cards are specifically designed for international travel and often offer better exchange rates and lower fees. Another option is to use a traditional bank account with a good travel money exchange rate. Some banks offer multi-currency accounts that can be a convenient option. Now, let's talk about some tips for using Monzo in the US. First, check your spending limits. Monzo might have limits on how much you can spend or withdraw abroad. It's always a good idea to check these limits before you leave. Second, notify Monzo that you're traveling. This will help prevent your card from being blocked. And finally, keep track of your spending. With all the fees involved, it's easy to lose track of how much you're actually spending. So, to wrap it up, you can use Monzo in the USA, but it's not without its challenges. There are fees involved, and the exchange rates might not be the best. If you're planning on spending a lot of money or withdrawing cash frequently, you might want to consider other options. But if you're just going on a short trip and only plan on making a few small purchases, Monzo might be fine. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.